Ooh, I am live. I am a minute or so early. And so I am just going to fiddle with things in the background here um, and just fiddle while folks come on in. Come on in. Hello, hello. Kim Cole's here. And this is just a little pop up masterclass on how to ace the rest of your 2022 on purpose. On purpose. Yeah, on purpose and with positivity and whatever else I named this. What did I name this? I named this How to Ace the Rest of Your Year with Power and on Purpose. With power and on purpose. Oh, I love you back. Thank you. Thank you. So, as you come into this, the app that I'm using called StreamYard, which many of you know about, requires that in order for me to be able to see you, that you put your name there, that you put your name. So I say hi to Junius and Courtney and Esther from Chicago. What's up, Chicago? And Ebony. Hello, hello, hello. Lisa, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be with you. I am, we're right at the right hour, right at the right time. So welcome, welcome. This is a master class on how to ace the rest of your 2022 and the rest of your life with power and on purpose. And so, welcome in everybody. Marcus from DC, I see you. I see you, Gretchen. Welcome. I love you back. I love you back. I'm so excited to be with you right now because I've got some real good goodies for you. And a lot of the secret juju, a lot of the secret sauce is in the word ace. And I'm fitting to tell you what I've done with the word ace. You're going to be so excited. So, welcome. Kim Cole's here. And a lot of you know me as an actress, a comedian, an author, a speaker, and I'm also a coach. A lot of people don't know that I'm a coach. I've named myself an intuitive radiance coach. Isn't that nice? Intuitive radiance coach. And what that means is I'm a coach. I use my intuitive abilities and powers and some powerful training that I've done. You know, coaches, the best coaches have coaches. And so I've been coached and have some incredible mentors who have seen my greatness and have helped me to elevate to what I now know and what I know more than ever that I'm here to do. So yes, I'm still an actress and woo woo woo. And yes, I'm still a comedian. I just did a show in Brooklyn about a month or so ago, and hey to all my folks in Brooklyn, we had a great time. And yes, I'm still a speaker and I'm an author with a new book about to come out. But I love the coaching piece because my mother is a teacher and just celebrated her 92nd birthday. And she wanted me to be a teacher too. Now, all of her sisters were teachers. Her mother was a teacher. Other, folks in the family were in the education field. And she so badly wanted me to be a teacher. And that's because she thought, well, it's a good life. Like my mother, especially when she was teaching, was like she left at the height of her career and the height of salaries. Now, I know that they're not treating teachers right today, but back in the day, they treated teachers well or relatively well for the times, as you could say. And so she earned a decent living and she did what she loved to do, which was influence young minds. And it was a good, stable job. And she wanted me to have that good, stable job. And what did her daughter do? She became a comedian and an actress, the least stable thing that you could possibly imagine. But what has been amazing is that through my life and through my wisdom and through me stepping into my wisdom, all I want to do is teach. Like I still want to be on stage, I still want to act, I still want to do that, and that's fun. But I want to take what I now know, I want to take what I have learned and share that with the world. That's part of my gifting. And so I use my intuitive abilities, which I have been really just honing and stepping into fully. And the word radiant and radiance for me, those of you who are in the radiant community, you understand what that means. It means it means being your most joyful, positive, amazing, best version of yourself as often as you can do it, because we all have our moments, we all have our days, but to be committed to being radiant. And part of being radiant is using your gifts and talents to share them in the world. So guess who became a teacher anyway? Guess whose 92-year-old mother is very pleased? And that's how it all works out. So hello everybody, welcome, welcome. You like the colors in my hair? I've got purple hair. Look, you can be 60 and have purple hair. You're welcome. I think the older I get, the kookier I get, the wilder I get, which, by the way, is a well known trait for Capricorns. Any Capricorns in the house, y'all were old ladies and old men when you were young. If you look at pictures of me when I was 8, I was an old lady. I was real serious and intense. And I don't think there's any pictures of me smiling, although I was very happy and I was very clear that I was happy. But I was a deep thinker at 8. And I'm still that now, but I'm wild and crazy and with purple hair. Purple hair don't care. Thank you, Latasha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, I want to remind you again, if you're here on this, whatever page you're on, as you're here, you have to let the app know that it's okay for me to know your name. And I just saw, what was it? Unafraid Purpose Defined or Undefined. I just saw your name pop through. That's what we're here to talk about, being on purpose with power and how to ace the rest of your year. So let's jump into it, shall we? So, first, I want to give you a little bit of context and tell you why I was so moved to come and share this topic tonight. I love working in the fields of. Well, I don't love working in the fields. Wait a minute. I love working in the field of manifestation and the law of attraction and believing in positive expectation and all that. No, I don't want to work in the fields, but I want to work in the field of possibilities, the universal field, the God force field of all that is meant to be positive and wonderful in my life and in your life too, which is why I'm here. I believe in your magic and your manifestations and your magistry and in your magnificence. Y'all laughing at me. Yeah, loving my curves. Yeah, I didn't mean to say I worked in the fields. I would not have lasted. I would have said, look, Massa, we're not going to be able to pick that cotton today. You got to give me something else to do. I wouldn't have lasted. Okay. So I want to tell you the context of why I'm excited to come and teach this. So I'm an intuitive radiance coach, as I said, and I've recently become certified in a particular system called Fascinate. And all of us, each and every one of us, fascinates in the world with our personality. Who you already are is enough to captivate and fascinate the world. Like we keep thinking or we keep being told that we have to be more, we have to look a particular way, we have to be a particular size, we have to have this much money, we have to have this, we have to, pretend to be, we have to, all those things, that the rules that other people place on us. But the truth is, just by being magnificent, amazing you, as you were created, it's all that you need to fascinate, captivate, and just be in the world. Now, we want to learn, we want to improve, we want to elevate ourselves. And that's what this kind of work is all about. But I was having a session with one of my clients, and one of the things in the Fascinate system is they have these really cool names. I have the whole chart here. There's all these 49 different archetypes. And one of the archetypes is the ace. And the ace, I'll just read it for just a second. The ace is decisive, tireless, and forthright. That means every time she shows up in the world, this person who went through this personality test, and if you all have any questions about this, just drop that in the chat or DM me and I'll tell you how we can work together in that arena. But after taking this personality test, and the way it works is that the test determines how the world already sees you. So when she heard she was the ace, she was like, I don't want to be the ace. Like, what is that? The ace? Because some of the other terms are, the catalyst, the subtle touch, the secret weapon, the maverick leader, the catalyst, the rock star. By the way, I'm a catalyst and a rock star, but we'll get to that in another day. And she was like, I don't want to be the ace. And I was like, wait a minute now. The ace is exactly who the world already sees you as. And let's talk about what it means to be the ace. The ace means that you are decisive, tireless, and forthright. We need the ace. We need the person who's like, what are we doing here? Let's get to work. Like if me, I show up as the catalyst, and I've got lots of vision and ideas, and I'm going to move the people and entertain the people, and that's good, and that's me. But we need you in the world to ace the the rest of us, to say, let's make a decision here, and let's move with precision. Let's move and be forthright. Let's move and move on our dreams. We need her, this particular client, to show up in the room and go, love all the ideas. Now what we fitting to do here? We need the ace. And then I looked up and did a little homework on the ace. And I remember as a kid hearing about when we were at war, they would call in the ace pilot to go and deliver the payload. And I don't like to talk about war, and I don't want to talk about, the payload meant the bomb. Let's call it what it is. But they didn't call in the general to do the work. They didn't call in the people entertaining the troops to do the work. They didn't call the guys working on the planes who we need to keep the planes in good order. They called the ace to go, we need you to go and deliver this where it needs to be delivered. And sometimes it was, you know, that kind of payload, and sometimes it was supplies that were needed. But we need the ace who's going to go and put it right where it needs to be, who's going to be decisive in the decisions. And after talking to her, she began to go, wait a minute, that is who I am. When I'm at my best, people ask me, well, what do you think we should do here? She's able to take all the decisions, all the ideas, and go, I think this is the direction we should go in. And I think that in order for us to ace the rest of our year, it's going to require precision. It's going to require all of our ideas to now come together and go, what's the payload? Where are we dropping this now? Well, what's the goal, and what's the finished product? What do you really want? And so I won't mention her name because, she's a client, but I will say that she inspired this talk because we need the ace, and we need each and every one of us to be the ace in our lives. The other meaning of this, and I'm going to create a whole bunch of meanings. Hey, cousin Dana, I see you. The Tuskegee Airmen. That's airmen. That's right. Aces. You understand? The Tuskegee Airmen, they called them in like, brothers, we're going to need you to fly these planes. Yeah, I know we're discriminating against y'all, but come on in. We're going to need you to do what you all need to do. They were aces. Now more than ever, we need that energy. And especially with all that's going on in the world, we need to adopt a little bit of the decision making, like, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And what is the mark that I want to leave on this world? And yes, I've given you a little bit of wartime reference, but let me give you another reference. I don't play a whole lot of cards. In my life, I've played cards here and there and here and there. But as I recall, and somebody here, if y'all, you already needed this live. Oh good, T Lounge. Oh good. I, like I said, I don't play a lot of cards, but what I know about blackjack, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the ace, the ace can be a 1 or it can be a 10. So the ace is actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the ace like the most important card in the deck of cards? Correct me, help me out. Right? You can say, listen, Ace, how are you? So glad I found you. I'm gonna need you to be a 1 right now because that's gonna be my blackjack. 21, I win. Give me my money. Right? Okay, good. I know we are a card playing family, Dana, but I never learned to play. I would play, and then I would want to go outside and play or read books or something, or go watch television. I just didn't play a whole lot of cards. So, and I think the ace, you can go, oh, I have an ace. Great, you're a 10. Thank you, blackjack. So the ace is one of the most important cards in the deck, if not the. It could be a 1 or an 11. See, thank you. See, I told you I didn't know. Thank you, cousin Dana. It could be a 1 or an 11. So do you see how powerful it is to be the ace? How are you going to be the ace in your life? How are you going to show up and be what you need to be? Maybe a 1, maybe an 11, but always powerful and on purpose. Okay. So ace also means someone who is powerful, someone who can make powerful decisions. Like you can go to Webster's and get all the other definitions. But I decided, because I think I'm cute, that I'm going to make up a whole new definition of the word ace, because that's how I do as a catalyst. Like I said, one of the archetypes. And I said, if you'd like to get one of these personality tests, DM me. We'll talk about it. I love to do these tests because you get to see how the world sees you at your best, and I'm all about that. I'm all about um, positivity and possibilities and joy, especially in this crazy world that you're in right now. All right, the 1 or the 11, which by the way is my birthday, 111. Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even pick that up. You're welcome. So let's talk about how I've recreated this term ACE, ACE. I've made it an acronym, ACE, which stands for awareness, commitment, and evidence. Let me say that again. For today's purposes, the meaning of the word ACE has a whole new meaning. Well, a meaning that is now supported by what it really means. And the way we're going to get to allow 2022 to be our best year yet is through A, awareness, C, commitment, and E, evidence. Y'all ready for me to break it down? Let me break it down for you. These, by the way, these are all principles that I think that are needed in the realm of, in the fields of manifestation. Manifestation, a lot of people make it real airy fairy and woo woo or woo woo woo, and it is, but it's also really a science. By the way, there's woo woo and then there's woo woo woo. Woo 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 is airy fairy and out there, and for some people doesn't feel grounded, and it feels like, I don't know what that is, that thing out there. There's these big broad ideas. Bring it on home for me. So manifestation is actually the art and science. There's science behind moving in the world in a particular way that brings the things that you want to you. Being your beingness, being who you want, being what you want, being a mirrored expression of what you desire. And I like to say desire and deserve. It's being it, seeing it, and making it come to pass because you desire it. And I always say that, especially if you desire it because it's there to help others, then it's really the good stuff. That it's not just about having lots of money just for the sake of having lots of money. It's having lots of money because of the access that you now have to be able to share with others, be able to share your bounty with others, your bounty of your knowledge, the bounty of your resources. So if we take you through ACE, awareness, commitment, and evidence, let me share a little bit about how it works and how it connects to manifestation. And I'll just be transparent with you. I'm actually doing a 3-day event, live, virtual, and I'm going to invite you to, if you want to deepen this kind of conversation, if you want to hang out with me for 3 whole days virtually, we'll have so much fun. So let's start with A, awareness. Awareness is about understanding and knowing that you have the divine right to desire, to want to dream, to want more. You have the desire, you and you're allowed and you're expected. It's a part of creation. It's a part of what the creator has given to us. Hold on for a second. I just need a tissue. Hang on just a second. Let me cover the camera. Hold please. Hold please. Sometimes when I get excited, like my nose drips. I get excited. That's like my sign that that spirit is really with me. Like my sinuses just go, okay, what's going on, girl? So I have the awareness. When I have the awareness, when you have the awareness that there's something that you want, that's the beginning of you being able to attract it to you. Another word that begins with A. And another word that begins with A is ask. You get to ask for what you want. And there's something that I learned that I want to share with you. And remember, I said in the beginning that I'm a coach that has coaches. I invest in myself. I invest in my learning. I invest in my elevation. And I really want you to do that too. You don't have to do this alone. There are teachers and coaches along the way who will teach you the ways of of being able to call in what you want. And life is a beautiful teacher. Let's call it what it is. Life is interesting and it's the best teacher of all. And so this is what I learned from Elizabeth, my mentor, Elizabeth Purvis, who said to me, and this is, I know, ages old, right? It's just she turned out to be the mentor who shared it with me, that any desire that you have, any want that you have, any dream that you have could not be presented to you, could not be yours if the way to make it happen didn't already exist in your world. I'm going to say that again. I did a little dance there. That if you have a desire, a dream, a want, a wish, a longing for something, that the way to make it happen, the way to make it manifest in your life exists right now. You couldn't have the idea, you couldn't have the dream, you couldn't have the desire unless the creator had a way for you to make it happen. Like, it's actually possible. So every invention, everything we have, every little thing, every little every little, you should see how many crystals I have. Every little thing that existed in the minds of someone existed because it could exist, because it could come to fruition. During my time, I remember, during my youth, I should say, I remember the day that they landed on the moon. Like, I was what, like, I think we could all get out of school. I don't remember the date. I feel like I wasn't in school that day. Either I was super, super young, or they let us all take the day off so we could watch as they landed on the moon. And it was just, oh, this is so huge. This is a big deal. Like, we landed on the moon, like, and we went a couple of times. Can you just think about how many of our ancestors looked up at the moon and said, I wonder what that's up like there. I wonder what's going on up there. I wonder if, cool. I wonder if we could ever walk on the moon. This big, beautiful, Mama Luna, up in the sky, illuminating the night sky. I wonder if our ancestors, and I'm certain that they did, looked up and said, what would it be like to go up there? I think the spark of the idea happened then, and it might have been thousands of years ago, but eventually it came to pass because that idea came into someone's experience, and then one day it happened. And that may seem airy fairy to you, but that's a big deal. Like, as a sci-fi fan, that's a big deal, right? And so, just think about what you want. Ask for what you want. You have permission to have a life of your choosing. And I know that there's a whole lot of cultural stuff and a lot of, societal stuff. I'm trying not to curse. That would limit you. And there's things that happen in childhood and things that we learn that limit us, and then we take it on. And by the way, these are some of the things that we're going to talk about when we do our special 3-day event, which I'll tell you all about in just a minute. But you get choose to choose differently. You get to live in the field of possibility because you have the mind and the heart to think it up. And so the first is, hey, Kesa. Hello, Radiant Coach Kesa. Hello. I see you. You get to think about it, dream about it, and achieve it. Now, there's some steps along the way. There are lots of steps. I also remember, who here is old enough to remember the show I Dream of Jeannie? She would just, blink it into into an existence. Just and there are times, and I bet you they're here, that will have people here who would have a testimony that could tell you that they thought about something, they dreamt of something, and it absolutely came to pass. And maybe it wasn't as fast as that. Maybe it was thousands and thousands of years. I wonder what it's like to walk on the moon and then boom, it happened. And sometimes it happens in the blink of an eye because you desire it and because you deserve it. Oh, I see we've seen some people who have, yeah, Barbara Eden, honey. Yes, yes. Blink. Yeah. Do you know there was a talk a few years ago um, that they were thinking about bringing that show back, but they didn't want the character to use the word master. There's a whole other story there. Yes, master. They were thinking about actually doing a black version of it, but she, like whatever we do, we cannot have her say yes, master. It's a whole other story. It's a great show. All right. So there, desire and deserve. That's right. What you desire, you actually deserve. So again, if you can think about it, if you can dream about it, that means the way to make it happen already exists. You just have to step into the version of you who can see it happening. Step into the version of you who already has it, and that version of you already exists. That's a whole nother conversation too. All right. So that's the A in my ACE acronym. Awareness. Ask. Accept that you are meant to have a life that is prosperous, joyful, loving. Accept it. Go ahead and take it on. Go ahead. Go ahead and try it on. And like I said, I know there's a whole lot of distractions, a whole lot of rules that other people put on us and things you learned in childhood and things you're busy unlearning. What if you could unlearn that and just A, accept, A, be aware, and A, ask the divine for what it is you want. And like I said, one of the ways to supercharge it is that it's not even for you. What if the money that you're asking for is not just to buy the brand new Bentley or the Tesla in my case? It's so that I can now deliver food, to the elderly in my neighborhood in my brand new Bentley or Tesla or whatever it is you want. So just think about that. Just be open to the awareness that you can have what you want, what you desire and deserve. So that's A. All right. Now, the law of assumption. That's right, Sandy. Ooh, I see people in here. They understand. You're my people. You understand the language. The law of assumption. I assume that I'm going to get all this. That's right. I'm going to act as if. Act as if. And when I remember when I first started hearing about act as if, I'm going to just move this because the light is glaring for me. I remember thinking, well, act as if, does that mean fake it till you make it? And there's that line. The line is fake it till you make it. So like pretend that you're something that you're not. But there's also, I think it was Rudyard Kipling. It was in, what book was this? Where it's assume the virtue though you have it not. So that means expose yourself. If there are people who um, do something that you want to do, explore what that means. If you want to travel the world, travel outside of your neighborhood first. Assume the virtue, though you have it not. I travel. I traveled from Chicago to Gary. There, I'm a traveler. I'm not a world traveler yet, but that's a world of difference. I'm just saying you get to decide and you get to make it up. You get to be aware and you get to choose. All right. Even at a motel. Like I've never stayed at, maybe you've never stayed at a hotel before. I've never stayed at a hotel. I've never ordered room service. I wonder what that must be like. Well, before I can fly to Dubai and stay in one of those huge penthouses somewhere, I'll go check into, now don't check into the little, the little cheap motel, too cheap. Go stay someplace nice, a Courtyard by Marriott if you have to, but go have the experience. Assume the virtue, though you have it not. Act as if you belong. Act as if, because um, you do, you do. No matter what anybody has ever told you, you do. You're magnificent and you're magical and you are a miracle. I don't remember what the statistics are about how many sperm have to get to that one egg and what the chances are. Like the fact that you're here is a miracle. Not everybody makes it. I love you back, Alicia. Thank you. All right. Visualize to actualize. That's right. To see it and to achieve it. My cousin's in the stream. Thank you, cousin Dana. All right, so that was the A. I did a whole hour on A. I was only going to be here 30 minutes. What happened? And I'm at 30 minutes right now. So you ready for the next piece? The next P is C, commitment. C, commitment. Now this is again the steps that we need to ace on in power and on purpose from now on, for real. But really, we've got from now till the end of the year to make 2022 our best year. We're coming off of a really crazy, crazy time. And some people thrived and some people did not. And I honor that and I understand that. And some of us are playing catch up. And I'm saying that you don't even have to play catch up. You can stand still right now and start now. Start the race. And I don't even mean the race as in running hard and running fast. I mean, start the race with grace. You can run this race with grace and just allow 2022, the rest of 2022, to be an amazing year. And here's some of the ways you can do it: awareness, and let's move on to commitment. I found this quote when I was young. When I first moved to California, I started reading books, 755,000 books that are on my bookshelf here. There's a quote that I want to read to you that was in one of these books that really introduced me to the law of manifestation, the law of commitment, all of those laws, right? I'm sorry, the law of attraction. I'm going to read it to you. And I remember going, this is new information, new-ish for me, because I just landed here. I was 28 years old. I was young. I was, on a dream, preparing for my dream to come true. And I remember reading this and going, I think I understand this, and I'm going to watch this unfold. And I have watched it unfold now that I'm a student of manifestation. So may I share this with you? It's by W.H. Murray, and this is the quote. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth of ignorance. There's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, the providence moves too. I'm going to read that part again. That the moment you commit yourself, providence moves to. Providence, universe, source, God, resources, spirit. That the minute you decide, everything is moving for you. Let me finish reading the quote. All sorts of things occur that help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance, which no man or woman could have dreamed would have come his or her or their way. I really want you all to hear that the minute you commit, God is going, okay, all right. She said that's what she wants. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make this happen. Okay, let's make this happen. Maybe I don't mean to blaspheme at all, but I have seen that. And how many of you have seen that in your lives? Where the moment you made a decision, you're like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave this husband, child. That's it. Like all kinds of things opened up for you. That's it. I'm gonna lose this weight. A trainer appeared. The right kind of eating plan and nutrition plan for you appeared. That's it. I'm about to go and these kids, I don't like the school my children are in right now. We about to find something better because I don't like how my kids are being treated. Immediately, information, resources, people, oh, that school down to so and so, you should get your kids in. There's an opening, and boom, it happens. But it happened because you were committed, and universe, God, source, goddess, resources, spirit angels, your heavenly host, whatever howsoever you call it, because I leave room for all the names that what we call the God of your understanding said, woo, all right, he has made a decision. All right, let's make it happen. Let's make this go. Let's all systems go. I want you to understand that it requires commitment first. Commitment first. Where can you find that quote? You know what? You can actually go online. Just look under W.H. Murray, Murray, and it's written very flowery because this was from many, many years ago. I want to say this was from the 1800s. And there's actually a shortened version of it I can read to you too. W.H. Murray. I looked up, because I remember the phrase, and I was like, I got too many books to look through before the class begins. So what was it? It was about commitment, and I looked at the word commitment and providence. That's all I needed to remember. Until you're committed, there's always hesitancy. I don't know if I should do this. I don't know. And the minute you do, Everything is like, all right, all systems go. Let's go. And it may take time and it may take no time at all. Have you ever had that moment where you were thinking about someone and they happened to call you a minute later, a few days later? You were committed to, they were on your mind. You were committed to, I wonder how so and so is doing. Look, so and so is texting me right now. It could be that simple. It could be that way with the money that you need for your nonprofit. It could be that way for the down payment you need for your new house. It could be that way for the love that you want to meet. You're committed that this is how it needs to be. It requires a decision, though. It requires a decision. And then all the forces can go to work. Is that what you want? Come on, let's go get it. Let's go get it. So, W.H. Murray. There's also a smaller version of it that I would wanted to read to you. All, at the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you. And that's by the German, I don't even know what he did, the German philosopher, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Goethe. So there you have it. Committed. What are you willing to commit to? So in your chat, wherever you all are right now, in the chat, tell me what you're willing to commit to. I love you back, Stephanie. What are you willing to commit to? Like, oh, that's it. Enough of that. Enough of that. I remember Elizabeth, my mentor, I told you all about. She said that this is years ago, and she was, washing her dishes and up to her elbows in suds, washing her dishes. She was, all right, that's enough of this. Not the washing of the dishes, but there were things going on in her business that she wanted to change. And she says, I'm washing dishes, and by the way, it can happen just like that. It doesn't have to happen in a moment of, sitting on a pillow, meditating, or sitting by the river while the ocean view is it could happen like, you know what? Enough said. I'm done. I'm done. You know what? I deserve a better life. And God's like, yes, okay, here we go. Like I said, she was washing dishes at the moment. It's like, I ain't going out like a sucker. I don't think she said it that way, but you get it? You like this vibe, Nettie? It's the vibe for you. All right. I like to make manifestation fun. I like to make magnificence and magic fun. It can be fun. It should be fun. Because that's actually one of the secret sauces to all of it. It's adding the love and then adding the joyfulness. One of the things I learned from my father, I try not to cry, and maybe I'll come back and tell this story some other time. But my father lived in a state of positive expectancy always. That is how he occurred to me. Now, maybe he and my mom struggled, or maybe they had difficult times, but as kids, we didn't see it. I only ever saw my father expect that even as a Black man, he was going to get good treatment, a good table, the best opportunities. It was like, oh, no, this is what's going to happen. Oh, no, we're going to be treated well. I'm not going to go stand in the back. I'm going to stand at the front of the line. That's where we belong. Not because he thought he was better, because he thought he deserved. Like, you want me to go stand in the back of the line, but that's not where we're going to be. We belong at the front of the line. We deserve a good table at the restaurant. No, we're not going to sit by the kitchen. It wasn't even an option. Because you know how, especially back in the day, like you got sat by the kitchen near the bathroom. They said, oh no, that's not what's happening. Oh, we're going to get a good table. Watch. And I don't even know if he said that was the energy. Positive expectation, committed to positive expectation. So let's read. Faith and expectancy. I'm committed to focusing on me and putting myself first for once. Oh, Nicole, I believe you. I believe you. Guess what? I believe you. So I know God believes you. I know the divine. I know spirit believes you. I'm committed to building and maintaining my dream business. Hey, what's your dream business? And it says Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. So unlock that so I can say your name out loud and let everyone witness the commitment that you have made. Coach Ike, my grandkids' success in education and retirement. I believe you. I believe you. Lonnie, commitment of positivity, teaching others and reaching high goals. Lonnie, I believe you. T Lounge, you said Method Man had a similar story about his mom. The positive expectancy or the teacher part of it? I would love to know. I love Method Man. Plus, he's from New York, Staten Island. Commit to loving myself more, ushering in peace and prosperity, finishing my album, and letting my soulmate find me. My soulmate's gonna find your soulmate's gonna find you, Carlos. What? Carlos Burnett, I say your name and I know that your soulmate is looking for you right now. Like, what? Carlos, 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 where are you? Carlos, Carlos, where are you? Carlos. You're like, I'm right here. I believe you. May the love of your life show up immediately. All right. To be joyful even in times of challenges, just like you. Oh, Dana, you have it in you. Dana, I'm going to say something about you. You win the Daughter of the Year award. That's all I'm going to say. You inspire me. You win the Daughter of the Year award. Your text messages are epic. Don't get me crying now. You win the Daughter of the Year award. That's your joy. I get joy watching you show up the way you do. That's all I'll say. Okay, now we're committed. Now, okay, so first we're aware. In some other words, we are asking, we're affirming for what we want. We're going to get what we want and get what we deserve. And by the way, this 3-day experience I'm going to tell you all about, it's called the Manifest Me Live. And I'm going to put it in the chat in just a little bit, manifestmelive.com, where we're going to spend 3 days in this energy, dialing in what it is you say you want, and then putting an action plan in place to make it happen. Because that's the other thing about the letter A that I didn't tell you all about, that it requires action. One of my things I remember the most about what my mother has taught me over the years is she taught me to pray and then move your feet. She would go, oh no, we're going to pray, but then we're going to get in action. And I do think, and I don't mean to be, you know, be judgy or anything. I just think we've all learned different ways of being. I think a lot of us are taught to pray and wait and wait and wait. I think we're supposed to co-create with the Creator. I think, and what has worked in my life, and I just want to share it with you, that we're supposed to pray and then, as my mother taught me, move my feet. Pray and then act as if. So if there's something that I want, I'm going to ask for it, and then I'm going to go and take the action steps that are necessary to make that inevitable. This is what we're going to be talking about at manifestmelive.com. We're going to talk about what we want, and then we're going to create a roadmap, towards it. Okay, so what is it that you want? Okay, so what kind of skills and talents might you need? What kind of resources might you need? What can you use to shore yourself up and show God? Because look, the Creator is going to say, I'm going to give you that. Now, you get to help us out. You get to help us all out. I'm going to send the heavenly hosts. And again, I don't mean to be blasphemous in any way. You all know my heart. You know what I'm saying? That is that what you want? Great. We're all going to get to work on it, but I need you to work in the physical on it as well. Divine order. That's it. So I've asked you what you're committed to, what you're willing to get in action on, what you're willing to make a decision on. Like, that's it. Enough. Enough is enough. Maybe that's the kind of decision you need to make without negativity, without great pain, without great, laboring over something that is not working for you. Like, gosh, enough. Off I go to do something else. What do I want instead? Let me go focus on that. And in fact, that's also one of the tricks I want to share with you, that you no longer get to focus on what's not working. After you've determined what's not working, you got to turn yourself to the path of what you do want. I think a lot of us, one of the things that stops our manifestation is we stay mired in, I shouldn't have stayed with him as long as I did. You know how he treated me? He was so-and-so. You know what she did? Do you know what she did to me? And then she did so-and-so. And then she did, and you want a whole nother life. This boss, I need to leave this daggone job. She getting on my nerves. Let me tell you what she did yesterday. You trying to leave that job and you busy staying there talking about how this awful boss treated you. She's doing you a favor. She's giving you contrast of what you don't want. That could be another C. Commitment and contrast. I could come up with them all day long, y'all. Be looking for the contrast, y'all. Be looking for the contrast of what you don't want and focus on what it is you do want. All right. Moving on to E, evidence. I need to take a sip of water. Somebody say, "You go, girl." Thank you, Lynette. I'm going to take a sip of water while y'all think this over. You're welcome. I appreciate you, Lenitria. I appreciate you too. Amen. Amen. He gonna be Shaquan. All right, Terrence. Shaquan. Listen, sometimes it requires that you be somebody else. I don't tell this story that often, but I was so committed to my career early on that I had to pretend to be my agent. I believed in my talent. I wanted to get indoors. I wanted to get in, the doors that would move, what is it? The doors that open up for opportunity. And so I had an agent named Diane Bryant, and it was me. Hi, how are you? Diane Bryant here. I think the name of the agency was Just for Laughs, Just for Laughs agency. Hi, how are you? I have a wonderful comedian. I want to send her information to. I'm going to send you her bio and her tape. Back then we had VCR tapes. I'm going to send you her VCR tape, her what do you call it? VHS. I'm going to send her VHS and her picture and her bio, and you're going to fall in love with her because she's funny. She's funny, funny, funny. She's wonderful. And no one ever got to meet Diane Bryant, but yes, I would get indoors. Diane Bryant here. Her name is Kim Coles, and she's amazing. Let me send her information to you. She'd like to audition for the role. Yeah, I had to be somebody else in order to be me. True story. Now let's get to the E. Y'all ready for the E? This is the third letter in my how to ace the rest of your year. How to ace your year with power and purpose. And by the way, it requires you being in your power, like making the decisions, making the commitment, being aware, making a choice. And it requires you to be on purpose. You have to be really keenly aware and get still enough to understand that you are here for a bigger purpose. You would not even exist if your existence was not for a purpose. Someone that you touch, someone that you know, someone that you've said a kind word to, someone that you've smiled at, you've already changed lives. I know it. I know it like I know it like I know it. I'm aware that you have already caused a ripple in the pond of someone else's life. Something that you did, a donation that you made, a smile that you gave, a seat that you got up and gave someone on the bus, a kind word to someone, a funny that you made, a wink that you did, a tip that you gave to someone has already made a difference in someone's life, and maybe even someone else's lives. Like you'll never even know. You may not ever get to know. I want you to step into that power and step into that purpose on a daily basis. I'm going to say this with love. I'm going to say this with love. You don't have time to dilly dally. Does anybody even use that term anymore? You have no more time to dilly nor dally. There's like no more time. There's no more time to doubt. There's no more time to, look back and go, oh, I wonder what if. Like you could do that for a second. Like, I wonder what if, and you better turn right back around and keep going forward. My mother says that my grandmother used to say, let's get with the go forward program. I never heard her say it because she passed away when I was like 11 or so. No, I was 15 actually. I never got to hear her say, but my mother tells me that my grandmother, you better get with the go forward program. Let's go forward. She was a highly educated woman, but she chose to say that you better get with the go forward program. So I want you to go forward and forward with purpose and power. The power is you get to choose. And let me say this before I move on to E, which is the E for evidence. I know that we have all had drama and trauma in our lives. Drama and trauma and trauma. A lot of it. I know. You are an overcomer. You are a survivor. And if something didn't happen to you, it happened to somebody near you. I know. But living in that space of, oh my goodness, look what happened to me. Why did this happen to me? is weighing you down. Those of you who know me and my clients, as some of you are here, I know that I always say that everything that has happened to you has happened for you. It happened to you because you were the one that was supposed to get the lesson from it and then go and teach it to others. And then go break it down, understand it, and help others overcome their version of it or save people from making the same mistake that you did. And by the way, if they're supposed to make that mistake, so they're supposed to learn that lesson, then there's nothing you can do about that. But to be a stand for someone who says, oh no, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and let me show you, baby girl. Let me show you, bruh, what to look for, what to look at, how to look at things differently. And because of that, you have no more time to dilly nor dally. I should get a t-shirt. You can't dilly nor dally no more. The time is now. There's a whole lot of stuff that's happened in the world that shifted things. There's an awakening. Some of you have heard. There's an awakening, and it's in each and every one of us. That's the woke. Hashtag woke. You want to be really woke? Wake up yourself. Wake yourself up. Wake yourself up, and then go wake others up. Wink. Wink and woke. I'm making up new hashtags. Wink and woke. Now, y'all enjoying this? Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, I love you, Sinclair. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Let's talk the E. Evidence. Evidence. So another coach of mine, I told y'all I'll be investing in coaches. I was like, I need to shore myself up for the places. I knew that the places I wanted to go and the things I wanted to do required that I elevate my learning, elevate my experience, elevate and learn how to properly use my gifts and talents. I'm 60 and I'm still learning and I'm still elevating and I'm still growing and I'm still stretching into my purpose and power. And that's why I want to, share with you these tips and techniques. That's why I want you to do so too, because the more of us that are woke, and you know what I mean by woke in this case, the more of us that are on purpose and stepping into our power, the better it all gets. I promise you. The more of us that are using our gifts and talents on purpose and in power, the more ripples in the pond that we can create, the more children we can save, the more people that we can affect and show that there is a new way of being, a better way of being, and that it exists in them too. That's the whole piece of this, is that it exists in you and you can show other people that it exists in them as well. That's right, Carlin. Elevate purpose and power. Boom. So here we go. E, evidence. So this particular coach, I'm going to take a sip. Look, my bad nails. Don't look at my. Yes, I need manicure. Raise the vibration. Love. Raise the vibration. Raise your vibration with love and gratitude. We didn't even talk about appreciation. A for appreciation. I can do it all day long, y'all. Meaning, take the letters and make new words that are all about you living your best version of your life. You get to choose that. So the E is for evidence. And I had another coach who taught me this whole experience of celebrating the closeness of the match. I'll say that again. When you're out and you're manifesting and dreaming and building and wishing for what you want, desiring what you want, one of the tricks is to celebrate the closeness of the match. And what that means by looking for evidence that it's already on the way, that it's already in your experience. Remember I said early on that I learned that you can't dream of something if the way to make it happen doesn't already exist. Remember I told you that my mentor told me that. Well, then add the fact. So if it already exists, then your job is to go looking for evidence of it. Now, your job is to get in action, to stay in a vibration, to be in vibration with yourself and with like-minded people and all the other pieces of the puzzle, all the pieces of the roadmap to be in action on your dreams and desires. That's your job. But the fun is to look for evidence, look for where it shows up already all the time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I see that. Even if it's not in your exact experience already. I'm going to give you three examples of it. The first example is in no particular order. Um, I had my very first assistant, Jennifer. Um, I was on Living Single. I was making a little bit of money. I needed an assistant. I hired this amazing soul named Jennifer. She was like 23 years old, and she was sweet and smart and amazing. And I remember she said to me, now she's 23 and I'm, I think I'm in my 30s at this time. And the mistake that we have as we age is we think that young people don't have wisdom. I have never thought that. Everybody has something they can teach me if they're 7 years old or if they're 750 years old. I can learn from anybody. So I already didn't have the mindset like, you're 23, what do you know? She had an experience where a good friend of hers was about to get married. She got engaged and she got married, and she was over the moon happy for her friend. And I was like, well, you seem so like extra, like it felt to me like she was extra, extra happy for her friend. And she told me that she had a couple of friends who were like a little bit jealous, like, how come she gets engaged and I don't? And Jennifer said, oh no, I'm going to be happy for her because if it can happen for her, then I know that it can happen for me. Now, whether she was aware of it or not, she was practicing celebrating the closeness of the match. That she was young and she wanted to be married, and that her friend had found a nice guy who said, I want to marry you, had put a ring on it. That means it could happen for her too. Instead of being jealous and wishing it was her, wishing it was me, she was like, oh no, that's going to be me. That can be me. And I was like, I remember being present to like, she's amazing. She's so wise that she was celebrating it already that it was going to happen for her in her life. And so one of the things that I want you to do is instead of looking on, and here social media can be wonderful like it is right now to us, or it can be really hard because we're busy comparing people's lives. Now we know that sometimes people's photographs have been altered to show you the version of their life that they want you to know. So I know you all know that. And then there are times that you look and you go like, I wish I had the brand new fill in the blank. I wish that I had so much fill in the blank. Man, how come he gets to have all that fill in the blank? The truth is, celebrate that they have fill in the blank. Celebrate that they were able to attain fill in the blank. Celebrate that there's all that fill in the blank for them because that fill in the blank is there for you too. Celebrate it. It's evidence. Oh, so they were able to attract that in their lives? Oh, so that's available. Oh, okay. Let me go get me some of that right quick. It's that simple. It's that fun. Evidence. Celebrate the closeness of the match. I said I was going to give you three examples. I just thought of a fourth one, and this really kept me sane during the height or the height. You know, people who pronounce it that way, the height of the of the pandemic. You know, people are like, "Oh, everything's shutting down," and it did. All like the whole world is falling apart. It kind of did. But I would, drive, and Dr. EJ and I, who's my beloved, you all know about him. We would go and run errands and do our things. And sometimes, there came a point where I began to see construction still happening on different buildings and whatnot in our neighborhood. I'll go, the world's gonna keep turning. They're gonna keep making this money and getting this money. Like, things shut down. But then people started building again, and there were the construction workers with their masks on and stuff, making things happen, building stuff up. Evidence that we're gonna be okay. Evidence that it's going to work out just fine. Evidence that all is always well. And sometimes you got to go searching for it, and sometimes it's right in front of your face if you just choose evidence. Celebrate the closeness of the match. My next example is most people don't know this, as I haven't talked about it. I recently had a car accident. I was not at fault. Hallelujah. I was injured, but I didn't break the face and no broken bones. Soft tissue issues. Soft tissue issues. I am in care right now. Every week I'm going to acupuncture and physical therapy and all the things. But I totaled my car, or my car was totaled. Again, accident, not caused by me. I T-boned a guy. He was turning left. I was going the right way with the green light, and boom, boom, totaled my car. And I was like, oh, okay. I kind of wanted a new car anyway. This will be my shot. I'm gonna get myself better. So I need a new car. What car do I want? I turned on my awareness. What do I want? Well, we live in California where the gas is $555,000 a gallon. Maybe it's time to go electric. Maybe it is. Because our governor has said that in, I think, as of 2023, no new cars can be sold unless they're hybrid or electric. I'm like, well, let me get on. All right, that's how we're doing it, Governor Newsom. Let's do it. I happen to like the Tesla. They're sleek, they're round like a woman, and there's 855 billion of them in our neighborhood, in our area. I don't know if I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg in this case. I don't know if my desire for a Tesla came first or the idea that I see them everywhere. I think I see more of them because I think I want one. Now I need to test drive it. I need to, determine if this is really the car I want. And it's electric. You can plug it in. And so there's an outlay of money up front. But in the end, oh, it's going to pay for itself because I don't have to pay for gas. I see them everywhere. I'm celebrating the closeness of the match. Hello, Tesla. And so now EJ and I have a game that we play. Like, hello, pretty. Oh, that's a pretty color. Oh, they got those the white seats. Oh, the tint on that is nice. Look at that. Look at the wheels they put. Oh, I just get to celebrate the closeness of. It's all around me. It's all around me. I've also activated something that you all may have heard before, and you can do it in your life. It's called the reticular activating system, or your reticular activating device. That the minute you think about something, you'll start seeing tons of it. Later on, today or tonight or tomorrow, start thinking about something like a red car or a blue something or a purple something. You will see tons of them just because you're looking for them, because you've put it into your reticular activating device. This is what I mean by evidence. It's all around you. The thing that you want, the thing that you desire and deserve, is everywhere. Look for the evidence. You get to celebrate the closeness of the match. There's another thing that I learned that I want to share with you, is that the thing that you want wants you back. If a car that I no longer have to put, $100 worth of gas in to drive 4 blocks wants to appear, and by the way, there's other electric cars. The Prius is just fine. The Rivian is kind of fly. All these cars are now converting over. I'm going to be able to save money in gas and get an electric or hybrid model. They're everywhere. All I have to do is celebrate which one I want and bring it into my existence. Yeah, you have choices. What is it that you want that you can see in your experience already? And it might be way over there. It may be way over there, but it exists. Evidence. So I want you all to go right now. Somebody said, don't go electric. I'm going to have no choice but to go electric. So thank you. But, in California, there's a mandate. I can either buy a used car and keep putting fossil fuels in, or I can go electric or hybrid. So, yeah, it's going to happen. $555,000. You must not live in California. You'd want to go electric. That's why there are so many electric cars here, because gas here is higher, I want to say, than any place other than maybe Alaska and maybe Hawaii. So it just came down to $5.50 a gallon. So I'm going to go electric. Anyway, go hybrid or go hybrid. Yeah, whatever it is, I know that I get to choose a new way of being. What is it that you want that you can see is already in your existence? It already exists. Do you want to be president of the United States? It's possible. There's been 46 of them. Maybe you. Do you want to shed 30 pounds? It's possible. It's been done. Do you want to attract your soulmate, like Carlos earlier said? Oh, that's been done. I'm doing it right now. I got him. I got the man of my dreams. Possible. It's all possible. Yeah, yeah. You can understand that 555 for gas, absolutely. And you better go to Costco where it's 505. Yeah. So you get to choose. You get to be aware of what it is you want. You get to commit to what it is you want, and then you get to celebrate the closeness of the match. And then there's adding the gratitude piece, and then there's adding all these other pieces that really bring it forth in a powerful way. And you get to go, oh, look what just happened. You get to celebrate, and you get to witness for yourself, and you get to demonstrate for others that it's possible. So if you've been having fun with this, I'd like to share something with you, if I may. I'd like to share something. Let me just see if I can pull it up and share my screen. Um, I created a 3-day experience called Manifest Me Live. And what's interesting is that last year around this time, let me see if I can share my screen. Last year around this time, I did a virtual. It was called Manifest Me Live. Which window? Manifest Me Live. Manifest Me Map. Uh, Virtual beta. It was a beta test, and almost 7,000 people came through this with me. 7,000 people. We did it over a period of about 2 weeks, like every other day for about 2 weeks. Well, I've decided to condense the experience and do it as a 3-day experience. I hope you can still see me and see my screen at the same time. Oh, good, there it is. And so it's called Manifest Me Live. And I'll just read the page to you here. Ready to finally get what you want in life? Isn't it time you stopped dreaming and started achieving the life that you've always imagined? I won't play the video for you now, but I'll put the link in the chat in just a moment. Um, I want to invite you to come and spend 3 days with me, September 9, 10, and 11, where we will dial all of this in. We'll dial in your dreams, and then I'll help you create an action map, like a GPS to get you where you want to go. And by the way, if you participated in the Manifest Me map last year, go ahead and put that here in the chat, because it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. Let me just put it here. I don't know if it will. I forgot to load this up so that you all could click on it. Let me see, manifestmelive.com. I don't have Team Kim working with me tonight. Let's see if that, hopefully that will post. If not, I'll come back and post it. So yes, not, oh, there it is. Yeah, manifestmelive.com. Manifest Me, having trouble connecting. Something's having trouble connecting. Anyway, so it's 3 days with me. And by the way, I have this thing where I have a fast action bonus for the first 50 people, and 2 people have already said yes. If you go ahead and jump in now, the first 50 people get a pre-party, pre-event with me, where I'll send you a special kit that will help you manifest even faster. And we'll get on a Zoom call. It'll be a small group of 50 amazing souls. And we'll do a pre-party to get us ready for the bigger party, which is happening on those 3 days. And so that's a fast action bonus. No matter which ticket you get, I'll do that. And I'll send you some swag to your house, and we'll get on, and I'll get to know you before we even start the event. It's really all about, it's your time to realign with your intentions. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's time to realign with your intentions and finish off 2022. Thank you, Team Kim. Realize an unshakable commitment to celebrating your best self and return to your power, your gifts with confidence and joy. And I actually have a formula. I have 9 A's that I take you through to bust through your limiting beliefs, install new values and habits and your new mindset, and uncover a new sense of trust and confidence in yourself. And this is what's important too, that it's important to have the confidence that you can do this, and to do it in community is always, it's always better. You could go it alone. You can absolutely go this alone. The principles, the things I'm teaching tonight, you may have even heard before. But when you have someone who's been through it, is wearing the t-shirt. By the way, I said I was going to share something else with you. I'm wearing evidence right now. I'll share that in just a minute. Like somebody who wants to actually hold you by the hand and go through it with you and do it in a fun and loving environment. And one of the things that I love doing more than anything is creating sacred space. So we can be vulnerable together. We can share our hopes and dreams, and nobody will go, well, that's ridiculous. We're going to go, ooh, girl, will you invite me when you make that happen? Yes. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. I like that. Now, what did they say they want to do? Is that what they want to do? Well, okay, let's make that happen. I love creating the community of love and joy because there's so much else happening in the world, and that's not going to happen here other than peace, love, joy, and positivity happens in this space. You know, I am Sinclair when it comes to that piece. That is absolutely who I infused her to be, that it will only be love and joy. So the manifest me in manifestme.com, manifestmelive.com, the me it stands for the mirrored expression, which is another E word. It's the expression. Not only do we want to see the evidence, you see the evidence by being and stepping into the mirrored expression. So I ask you, what do you want to see in the mirror? And let's go ahead and make that happen. So make that mirrored expression a reality. So manifest me, the secret sauce is the me is you. The me is you. And it's the you that you get to decide that you want to be. The mirrored expression. All right, let me go back to scrolling this for you. So what you get is a 3-day live, super interactive. Oh, by the way, I don't believe in like a Zoomathon where you just zoom out. Like, so this particular environment is just me doing all the talking. I'm looking at your comments. But on these 3 days, we will be on Zoom together. There'll be live experiential exercises. I'm going to put people into breakout groups. You're going to get to talk and meet each other and network each other and find your soulmate participants, soulmate family in this experience. It's going to be live and interactive and experiential. You're going to talk back to me. I'm going to talk to you. You're going to talk back to me when we, have that space to do that. 3 days that will make you happy. So there's the general admission ticket, which is 3 days. It'll be Zoom, highly interactive, like I said, supportive, positive, positive and supportive community. Get it? Community. You get it. We're going to visualize and help you get super clear. We're going to create an inspired action plan. Remember, I told you that my mother said you got to pray, but you got to move your feet. Let's create that GPS map to what it is you say you want, to the way that you want to leave your legacy for the world. You're going to discover how to fully embody the qualities of abundance, joy, and limitless possibilities. You're going to be that in the world because that's how you have the mirrored expression. And you're going to get all the step-by-step methods. I'm leaving nothing out. I'm giving it to you. You're going to have it. There's a manifestation guide, a downloadable guide that you'll go through and be able to record all of your notes so that you have something after we're done with the 3 days. And the other piece of this is that we got to change the dates on this. It's now September 9th, 10th, and 11th, like I said. This guide will help you retain all of the exercises. You'll have your insights, and I like to call your ahas and oh snaps. Just like I told you, someone shared with me, you get to celebrate the closeness of the match. I was like, oh snap, you mean it's already in my world? I get to celebrate it now, and that brings it closer to me faster? Oh snap, let's do it. Also, the other thing about this guide, and I think what happens on these 3-day events is you do the event and then you're done. This guide will actually be a roadmap for the next 90 days for you. So even when we're done working together, this is the general admission ticket anyway, you'll still have places to be able to write your notes, your ahas, your oh snaps, and you'll have your own roadmap to keep on going. There'll be a private Facebook group for us to connect and play, then more inspiration. And this is the bonus, the manifestation in action. So you're going to create a roadmap to actionize what you want to do. Is that a word? Actionize and exponentialize and actualize what it is you say you want. And you'll be able to create the roadmap during the 3-day time together. And then you'll know exactly what steps to take. And so I think that's what happens at these 3-day events, that people move on. They move on. It's like, oh, it was a great weekend. Rah, rah. Now what? This, you're going to create this roadmap and keep going. Then there is VIP. Now, let me tell you something about VIP. Something I've learned over the years that anytime I have the opportunity to step into a VIP experience, I do, because it is up leveled, or as we like to say, up leveled in this household. So what you'll get if you say yes to the VIP option is you'll actually get a 30-minute session that we're calling the vibration boost session. And my beloved Dr. EJ is going to take us through a meditation, a guided meditation to get our vibrational tone set for the day. So we're walking into the vibration of abundance, joy, possibilities, and prosperity. That's what will happen 30 minutes before the day, each of those days even begins. Then we'll have our day. And at the end of the day, the VIPs and I are going to get back together, and I'm going to get more one on one time with you. We'll be able to answer your questions. We'll be able to just get more. I get a chance to love on you a little bit more. And that will happen in the main group, but it will really happen in the smaller group because likely less people will take VIP. And so you'll get more access to me. So if I were you, I would say yes to the VIP. Okay. Then I'm also producing a podcast that will be given just to the VIP attendees. That will be like my voice in your head. Remember Lawrence Fishburne in What's Love Got to Do with It, when he was Ike and he was like this with Tina Turner. I'm in your head, Anne. I'm in your head. I want to be in your ear. I want to be in your ear with this podcast where we'll be just deepening the work ever more. So again, after the 3 days are over, you get even more access to me and some good juju that I have for you. Okay. And I'll be giving you more tools, more manifestation, motivation tools, and all that. And then also, what we're going to do is meet every 30 days. So if you're one of the VIPs, and like I said, I highly recommend it. That means 30 days after the session, we're going to meet again. I'm going to check in with you, accountability. All right, meet you again a month later, and the third month as well. So you get even more access, even more time. And I get a chance to know more about you, and can even customize the experience as I'm downloading. And like I started out by telling you all, I am highly intuitive and I'm owning that now. I'm out of the closet as somebody who is intuitive and is empathic. And I want to share what I call the divine downloads I get with you. And I can do that even best in a small environment. So if you say yes to the VIP, I'll spend more time with you and get to download even more for and with you, with the creator and you. All right. And lifetime access replay. I think with the regular ticket, you get 48-hour access after the event is over. With the VIP, you get lifetime. Also, the VIPs get a copy of my new book, which is hot. It'll be hot off the presses by then. We're still finishing up all the finishing touches, but it's called the Wisdom Gifts book. Remember, I started out by saying that I am not only in my wisdom, I honor the wisdom that you have. At any age and stage that you are right now, you have such delicious wisdom, and it needs to be honored and celebrated and shared with others. And so the VIPs get the book early. So you can scroll through the whole page. There's a very glamorous picture of me. You're welcome. You're going to leave with crystal clear vision. You're going to banish your limiting beliefs that are there for a reason. They're there to protect you, and you don't need them anymore. There's new protections we're going to put in place. Yeah, everybody talks about getting rid of the limiting beliefs, but they don't explain to you why the limiting beliefs are there and how they have helped you at some time, but why you don't need them anymore. We're going to really talk about that. It's really powerful stuff when you understand how we develop and how we've been indoctrinated and um, how we've had to survive what we've had to survive, and why those beliefs were put in place by our big beautiful brain. You'll understand how that you could tell your brain, don't need that anymore. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I have a friend who always says, thank you for sharing. Thank you. She's also a coach. Thank you for sharing, big, beautiful brain. Appreciate you. But I'm going to go on over here and do this right now. But hey, love ya. We're going to restructure your thought patterns. That's one of the things I'm talking about here. Establish new affirmations. Let me say this to y'all right now. Do not say another affirmation without understanding how they magnetize to you. I want a big house. Does that really bring it in? I want it. It still leaves it way over there. We know that you want it. I see myself in a home that is comfortable and safe, and all of my children are gathered, and there's a beautiful fireplace, and you have to vision it before you say make the affirmation. I want that. No, I have it. I am that. And we'll talk about that. We'll step into personal power and really master it and own it. And we'll build a new Manifest Me map. You know, when we did this last year, like I said, over 7,000 people built a Manifest Me map. Literally, you know, I send you the maps in your journal. Will be maps that you can take out, and it's like a vision board on vitamins. You know, people used to say something, you know, like a vision board on acid, or a vision board on steroids. We don't say that anymore. I'm talking about a vision board on a the best vitamin you could ever take, because you can't just vision. You can't just put pretty pictures on a board, take pretty pictures and put some glitter on it. You have to really be the version of it that's there and feel into it. And so we're going to feel into the things you say you want. So it's for you if you're open to it. It's for you if you believe there's something more. I'll tell you what the cost is. The investment is for general admission, only $97 for 3 days with me and all that goodness. And then the VIP version is $197. So when you go to the page, all you have to do is toggle down for the VIP version. Highly recommend the VIP, because you get more time at the beginning of the day, more time at the end of the day with me and Team Kim and all of that. Now, how do I stop sharing? There we go. I'm going to see you again. And so, you know, I'm inviting you to ace the rest of your 2022 by all the ways we talked about today. I'm also inviting you to ace the rest of your 2022 by coming and hanging out with me. Oh, and I said there was one more thing. So I'm actually wearing something that's evidence. So you see my t-shirt. I'm going to lift my t-shirt. See all those hearts? Some of you know the story behind my first time I stepped on stage to perform in comedy. Those hearts represent all the people that were sitting in the audience the very first time I ever performed comedy. Anyway, I was in New York. I had dropped in and out of college so many times I can't even tell you. I was just confused and didn't know what I wanted to do. And I entered into a pageant, a beauty pageant for plus size women called the BBW, Big Beautiful Woman. Like I said, some of you have heard the story before, but it bears repeating, because it's how I activated these three things without even knowing at the time that I was. And I didn't have any beauty pageant talent. Like I can't sing or dance or play a piano concerto or do any of the things that typical beauty pageant girls were doing at the time. And so I made up a comedy routine about how stupid I think beauty pageants are. And I just thought, well, that would be sarcastic and funny and, you know, irreverent. And I ended up going on stage and doing my little routine about the little skinny girls and little skinny sequin outfits, knowing that the audience was going to be full of fluffy girls. I talked about the skinny girls and how do you twirl a baton and say you want to be Miss America. And then what the audience didn't know is I really do know how to twirl a baton. I ripped off my dress. I was wearing a silly little sequin outfit in a size 18 or 16. And I then twirled my baton to the tune of Thriller. Yeah, Thriller. Yes, Thriller. And I won first runner-up. And I remember the audience laughing and clapping and cheering. And it looked like love, waves of love. I call this the waves of love. That's one of my brands. The waves of love coming at me on stage. It was like, and that was the night that it hit me. Oh, I need to be doing comedy. This is it. This is it. I made a commitment. So I was aware that I needed to go up on stage and do something. They were like, you can't be in the pageant unless you figure it out, Missy. I was like 19 or 20. confused. I was aware that I needed to do something, and I had been funny in high school, and I was like, well, maybe I can be funny on stage. I was aware of some of the gifts that I had. C, I got committed. I'm going to do this act. Now, they may like it, they may boo me off the stage. I'm just going to be committed. And the minute I did Providence, remember that quote I read you? The minute I was committed that I'm going to do comedy on stage, Providence, the universe, God said, great, she's using her sense of humor. That's why I put it there. Let's make her feel so good on stage that she'll get off stage and start going to comedy clubs, that she'll start going to comedy clubs and develop her voice on stage, that she'll start auditioning for TV shows and get seen and get noticed. She says that she wants to be Carol Burnett. She said she wants to be Whoopi Goldberg. Let's make that happen. Well, later on, it became Whoopi Goldberg, but at first it was Carol Burnett and Lucille Ball. Let's make that happen. Yes, come on, Heavenly Host, rush to Kim Coles' side. Let's make it happen. I made a commitment. I didn't even know it was going to go. I went up on stage to do the act because I didn't have any other choice, but I was committed. I'm going to make them laugh. Everything stemmed from that moment to this day. Make a commitment, make a decision. I hope you make a commitment and make a decision to come and spend 3 days with me in the Manifest Me Live virtual event. 3 days. 3 days. I'm going to put my heart my heart and my big beautiful brain on your heart and your big beautiful brain and dreams, and together we're going to craft an action plan to get what you want, to make it happen. We need you to be excellent. We need you to be living the life of your dreams. The more of us that do it, we win. Do you hear what I'm saying? That there are forces that will say that we're not going to win, and y'all know what I mean. You're not winning right now. Not me. I'm listening to, what is it, DJ Khaled? Shining, 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 shining. All of this winning. All of this winning. We need you to win. We, the rest of the world, needs you to win. All of this winning. That's my new favorite song. Meanwhile, it's not new. All of this winning. I need you to have all of this winning. And you can't be worried about what other people think. Let them watch and learn. You can't be worried about what you may succeed and leave people behind. They'll catch up because you're going to teach them how. Like, we do that, don't we? That's some of those limiting beliefs. I don't know. If I grow, then what am I going to do with all my other people? You know what you're going to do? You're going to bring them with you if they're meant to come. That's a whole nother story. ManifestMeLive.com. The evidence is right here. The evidence is all around you. The opportunity is all around you. The expression is all around you. And the experience, another E word, the experience that I'd love for you to share with me is the Manifest Me Live experience, happening September 9th, 10th, and 11th. If it feels like a yes to you, go ahead and jump in. I won't do you wrong. I won't do you wrong. And the first 50 of you, I would say the first 48 of you now, because 2 people have already said yes, will get a chance to spend some pre-time with me, some special time. And, it's so funny. I like to do, I'm fortunate that I get to have large groups of people know who I am and maybe watch a TV show and get to experience things with me. And then I get to drill down and curate what I like to call my soulmate people. So people who say yes to Manifest Me Live, people who say yes to joining me on one of my programs like a Radiant Community or the Radiant Realm, which is new. Wink, that's coming. Or somebody who decides to get their own Fascinate Advantage. Remember, I started out talking about my client who found out that she was the ace and didn't even know that she was inspiring me to do this session. She's the ace. We need to ace our year right now. We need to ace our lives. She was like, I want to be one of those other things. I was like, no, you need to be the ace right now. We need the ace. We need an ace to get it in the hole, to get the right thing in, to deliver the pay. To, what do they call the, not pay dirt, payload. There's a payload waiting for you in your life, and you get to be the ace of it. Thank you. So what time? So it's the 9th, 10th, and 11th. We start at 8 a.m. PST. I like to say 11 a.m. EST, and I can't do the math for the cities in the middle. Like, Central. I'll be forgetting if it's 2 hours ahead or 2 hours behind. So whatever 8 a.m. PST or PDT is, and 11 EST, whatever's happening in the middle. I think if it's 8 here, it's 10. I don't want to do the math because I'll show y'all how I be forgetting the numbers. It's all day long for those 3 days. Thank you, Jamie J. Brown, Radiant Coach Jamie. Thank you so much. All the details are right there. It's all day long. And I think in the facts, I do have and the FAQ, all the times are there. So from 8 till 2 every day, West Coast time. That means 11 till 5 West Coast time. But here's the thing. If you think that you might miss a session, if you're asking me that because you're like, I work during the day, or I don't know if I can come on Sunday, then just take VIP, and there'll be you'll get lifetime access to the replays, and then we get to spend 3 more months together, where I'll check in with you monthly throughout. So say yes to that option. That way you get even more if you can swing it. Yeah. All right. Do we have any questions here? Waiting on Mosh Money. Yay. All right. All right. I'm looking to see what time so I answered that. Hey, Cassandra Robinson. Somebody said I need a talk show from your lips to God's ears. Let me tell you something about timing. I've actually had talk show deals. I've had several talk show deals, and they just never came to fruition at the right time. Or anytime it was time for me to launch my show, someone else's show came in and took the time slot that we wanted. So from your lips to God's ears, if that's meant for me to be aware of, be committed to, and see the evidence of, then from your lips to God's ears, let's make that happen. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to let you all go. This replay will be up for a while. Come back and watch it. I'll eventually take it down because the offer will go away, but the content is there. Like, the content is everlasting. That you get to ace the rest of your year. You get to ace the rest of your life. You get to be aware, be committed, and look for the evidence of where it's already showing up and be grateful for it. And if you want to deepen the work, if you want to go even further, faster, and in a group of loving, supportive, amazing people, that's, like I said, the only way I do it. One of my favorite things I recently learned from getting some feedback from a group that Dr. EJ and I lead. I lead, and he comes and he leads and teaches too. The Radiant community is that they said, this is a sacred space. Thank you for creating a sacred space. I allow and encourage you to be as vulnerable. I allow us all to let it be as messy and funny looking at first, because sometimes it's awkward before it's elegant. You know, the butterfly is a funny looking caterpillar before it emerges with beautiful wings, but it is real funny looking in the beginning, but then it turns gorgeous. And I actually think caterpillars are kind of cute. So it gets to be messy, and there will be no judgment. If it's messy, there's no judgment. If you're still figuring it out, it's uncomfortable, it's okay. I created a space that it's always okay, because I learned that it is always okay, because there's always room to grow. So thank you for spending time with me tonight. Feel free to share this with other people. I'm going to leave this up. If this was helpful to you, share it with folks. Tell other folks about it. ManifestMeLive.com. The link is already here somewhere. Team Kim put it up. Would love, love, love to have you spend time with you, and share my secrets with you even deeper, even more than this. These are universal truths. Universal truths that you are meant to have what you desire and deserve. And we need you to be the best version of you that already exists. Let's just uncover it even more. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. I see you, Dr. Lorraine. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, cousin Dana, for being here. Thank you, Carlin, for being here. Thank you. The best connect ever. I can't pronounce your first name, but I see your last name. The best connect ever. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. All the best. Have a great night. Come back, leave comments. I'll leave this up. Oh, thank you, Miss Shirley Mosley. I love you too. All the best, everybody. Good night for now.